Okay, so now we're ready.
For what?
Lists.
List?
Lists. Plural.
So this, now we're up to list.
Yeah.
Okay, list.
Okay, so lists are really important in programming.
Okay.
All right, let me show you why. So we're going to go to ESPN.com. You're yawning already. So if you go to a website, right, there's lists are all over here. So this right here, I would say this is a list of games.
Okay.
All right, I'd say this is a list of articles.
Okay.
Right? If I hover over something here, well, we have a list of teams.
Yes.
If I click on a team,
Yes.
right, then we'll find like a list of players we can imagine.
Yes.
Right? So, if we want to represent this in Python, right, we want to say, okay, here's my players, right? Well, I'm going to need to tell Python that these are all connected. So that's what a list is. All right, so let's, I guess we'll keep going here. Okay, so we're going to go with lists. Okay, so this is how we create a list. Let's say we have a player named Morgan Frost. All right? And what I want to do now is say, okay, here's my collection of players. So I need to wrap this in brackets, square brackets. Okay?
Okay.
So I've just begun my list, and I've ended my list. And if I want to place multiple elements in my list, here's my second element. Okay, so now I didn't tell Python I created a list yet.
Wait a minute. You don't need an underscore for this one?
Yeah, let me get there 1 second.
Okay.
And then I press Shift Return. So we just created a list.
Okay.
We don't see any error.
No.
Let's think about why. This is a collection, right, that's telling me that, and let's just actually look at a couple things. I can ask Python how long this list is. So it tells me there's 2 elements here. Okay? And, so you can see it's able to see like there's 2 separate items. So what is that? Well, this first element,
Yes.
we call this an element with a list. This is, what type of data is this?
Name.
There's only 2 types of data in Python.
Right, 2 types.
That we know
That
about.
I know. String.
Right. Cool. Okay, so this is a string, and remember when we have a string, we can make it, have as many spaces as we want because we're telling Python when it ends right here. Okay, and we know like with text, like sometimes maybe we want lots of spaces in it. Okay.
All right.
So this is my first element of my list, and it's a string, and this is my second element, and this is also a string.